Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in today's video we are going to understand how to create new follow-up boss person from Google Sheets. So I have a real estate business and in a Google Sheet I maintain the lead details. Here my objective is that whenever I am going to add the new lead detail in my Google Sheet, then I want to create a person in follow-up boss account. So now to do this I need to build a connection between these two applications, for which I am going to use this amazing automation software Pabbly Connect. Pabbly Connect follows the concept of trigger and action. So here to do this, my trigger application will be Google Sheets and my action application will be Follow Up Boss. So Follow Up Boss is a real estate CRM. So if you want to learn more about this, follow me through the screen. In this video, we are going to understand how to create new follow-up boss person from Google Sheets. So in a Google Sheet, I maintain my lead details, and here my objective is that whenever I'm going to add the new lead details in my Google Sheets, then automatically by using the lead details, a person should be created in Follow-Up Boss CRM. So now to automate this entire process, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect, and as an existing user, I'm going to sign in. But if you are a new user, you can click on the sign up for free button and every month you will get 100 tasks for free. So as an existing user, I'm signing in. Now this here is the all applications page. So here I will go to Pabbly Connect and click on access now to reach my dashboard. In the meanwhile, subscribe to our channel. So this here is my dashboard, and now in order to create a new workflow, I will go to my right hand side corner and click on this create workflow button. So now in this dialog box appearing, I'm going to give my workflow a name. So here I've named it as create new follow-up boss person from Google Sheets. And on my left hand side, you can see that these are the folders which I've created before. So I want to save this workflow in the folder named as follow-up boss automation, because this is an automation for follow-up boss. And over here, I'm going to click on create. So as I did that, now I have arrived on a very important window which consists of trigger and action. Basically, trigger and action are the two most important principles or concepts of Pabbly Connect on which this entire automation will depend. Trigger says when this happens, action says do this. Action is an automated response of a trigger application, and in a workflow, we can only have one trigger but multiple action applications. So now moving to my use case, that is to create new follow-up boss person from Google Sheets. So over here in my trigger window, I'm going to use Google Sheets as my trigger application, and here it is. And the trigger event will be new or updated spreadsheet row. So this trigger will start working whenever a new row will be added or updated in my spreadsheet. Now moving to my action window, as by using the lead details, I wish to create a person in follow-up boss. So over here, I'm going to search for follow-up boss as my action application. And now moving to the action event, that will be to create a new person. So as you can see that I have selected my action application and the action event along with my trigger application and the trigger event. So my objective is that whenever in this Google Sheet in a new row I'm going to add the lead details, then automatically by using the lead details, a person should be created in follow-up boss. So in order to do that, here I will go to Pabbly Connect. Firstly, I need to establish a connection between Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect. So in order to do that, here you can see this webhook URL is given. So this webhook URL will act as a bridge to connect your Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect. So here you can see that a help desk is given. So read this help desk given below carefully, because this will help you to connect your Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to take you to my Google Sheet. So here you can see that this here is my Google Sheet, and the name of this Google Sheet is lead details, and it consists of these columns and only of one sheet. So in this Google Sheet, I'm going to add the new lead details in a new row, and my objective is that whenever I'm going to add the new lead details, then automatically a person should be created in follow-up boss. So in order to do that, firstly, I need to establish a connection between Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect so that the details of this lead could be captured in Pabbly Connect. So to do that, I will go to extensions and make sure you should have this Pabbly Connect webhooks extension. So if you don't have it, you can simply go to get add-ons, and over here you have to search for Pabbly Connect webhooks. So here it is. So as you can see that I have already installed this extension, so it is installed. You also have to follow the same process to install it. So now moving ahead, again I will go to extensions, go to Pabbly Connect webhooks, and now I will go to initial setup. So here this is the initial setup. The webhook URL will be set up on the below selected sheet. So over here the sheet is sheet 1. So it is selected over here. And now moving to webhook URL and the trigger column. So to get the webhook URL, I will go to Pabbly Connect. I'm going to copy it from here and I'm going to paste it. Now moving to the trigger column. So the trigger column will be your final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to Pabbly Connect. So here I is my final column. So I will be my trigger column as well. And now as I've mentioned the webhook URL and the trigger column, I'm going to click on submit. So here you can see that the setup is configured successfully. So now moving ahead, before mentioning the details in these fields, I will go to extensions once again, go to Pabbly Connect webhooks, and now I'm going to click on send on event. So by clicking on send on event, I'm making sure that whenever in a new row I'm going to add the lead details, then those details will be sent to Pabbly Connect. So in order to do that, I'm going to click on send on event. Once that is done, it is an important step to refresh this Google Sheet. So I'm going to refresh it. So as I've refreshed this Google Sheet, so here in this new row, I have added this new lead details that is of dummy user. Here you can see the source, email, contact number, city, state, country, and the code. So that means the details of this lead would have been captured in Pabbly Connect. So taking you to Pabbly Connect, and over here you can see that yes, I have received a response. Here's the trigger column, state, lead details, spreadsheet ID, source, sheet name, sheet ID, row index. Here is the last name, first name, email, country, and the contact number. So that means the details of the lead which I've added in my Google Sheets in a new row is successfully captured over here in Pabbly Connect. So the first step of this automation is set up. That means now whenever I'm going to add the new lead details in a new row in my Google Sheet, then automatically the lead details will get captured over here in Pabbly Connect. So this trigger will instantly capture the new incoming data and the workflow execution will start in real time. So as I've got the details over here, now by using these lead details, I wish to create a new person in Follow-Up Boss. So in order to do that, here I need to establish a connection between Follow-Up Boss and Pabbly Connect. So here I'm going to click on connect. So now to add a new connection, I need to mention the API key and my password. So over here, you can see that this here is the instruction given. So read this instruction given below carefully. So now I'm going to take you to my Follow-Up Boss account, and over here, I will go to admin. And in admin, I will go to more, and over here, I will find API. So here in API, I'm going to create a new API key. So here I'm going to give my API key a name that will be latest, and here I'm going to click on create. So I'm going to copy this API key, and in Pabbly Connect, I'm going to paste it. So over here it is written, note that if you enter the API key, you have to leave the password field blank. So I've mentioned the API key, I'm leaving this field blank, and now here I'm going to click on save. So here you can see that Follow-Up Boss and Pabbly Connect is connected. So I'm going to keep the deduplicate field as none. So now moving to this field of stage. So from this drop down, you can select the stage. So I'm going to keep it as lead. So now moving to these details. So here to mention these details, I'm going to use a method that is called as mapping. Basically, mapping means to insert the data from previous step. So as I've received the response from Google Sheets, so from that response, I'm mapping the details. So here I've mapped the first name, last name, source. Now moving to other details. So here you can select the contacted status as well. So I'm keeping it as none. So now moving ahead, you can over here mention the assigned user ID and the assigned lender name as well. So I've mentioned these details already. So now moving to the email. So over here in this field again from the response received, I'm going to map the email. Moving to the phone value field. So again as I've received from the response, I'm going to map it. Now moving to the other details. So as from the Google Sheet, I have received the address city. So here I am searching for the address city and I have mapped it. So now moving to the addressee state. So over here, I'm going to map it. So now moving to this code. So again from the response received, I'm going to map it. So here's the code. Scrolling down to the country. So again from the response received, here I have mapped it. So here you can see that I have mapped the details in these fields. So this method of mapping is important so that every time you are going to receive a new response, so that response could be taken into consideration in these fields. If I would have written this information manually, in that case, this information could have become static, which means that it wouldn't change even if I would have received a new response. So in order to avoid that problem, we map the information. So as I've mapped the details over here in these fields successfully, so now I'm going to click on Save and Send Test Request. So here you can see that I have received a response, and this here is a positive response. You can see that over here our ID is mentioned in the value. That means a person is successfully created in my Follow Boss account. So I'm going to take you to my account, and over here you can see that a new person is successfully created. So here you can see the name, that is dummy user, and here is the source along with the phone number, email, created date and time, and other details. So here in Follow Up Boss, you can see that a new person is successfully created. So here you can see the details of the lead. So that means now whenever I'm going to add the lead details in a new row in my Google Sheet, then automatically by using those lead details, a person will be created in my Follow Up Boss account. So this automation is a successful one. Now whenever I'm going to add the new lead details in my Google Sheet in a new row, then automatically by using the lead details, a person will be created in my Follow Up Boss account. So if you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Not just these applications, you can integrate a lot more applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you have any doubts regarding Pabbly, reach us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any queries, you can visit us at forum.pabbly.com. If you have any pricing related query, you can visit this link. So if you like this video, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe our channel.